they don't play it no more. But I remember a time in 1984, or maybe 85. They sang the Salvation Army band played, and the children drank lemonade, and the morning lasted all day. But the bitters came out better on a stolen guitar, and now we were blessed like spiders from Mars. The bitters came out better on a stolen guitar, and how we were blessed like spiders from Mars. They say. Never would have waved goodbye. You could see it written through his eyes as the train rolled out the side of the station, and through an open window came, like Sinatra in a younger day, pushing the clouds away. Better on a stolen guitar, and how we were blessed like spiders from Mars. Bitters came out better on a stolen guitar, and how we were blessed like spiders from Mars. They say, they say, they say.
Okay, hey, BOOZHOO, and welcome back to BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO. I am NANABOOZHOO, and today I thought we'd start the show outside. It's just so gorgeous out here. How you guys doing? Hey, Kizzy Renee Davis, BOOZHOO Kizzy. I'd give you a gold star, but Natasha's not out here, so I'll have to give you one later. And Hoa, Brandy Marie. BOOZHOO, Brandy. It's nice to see you. And let's see, Jessica Wabooz, Mino Giga Jabe, ladies. Who you calling a lady? Can't you see I'm all man? I identify my pronouns. I would like to be called Your Highness and His Highness. No. Him Highness and her. Wait. His Highness and Him Highness. I'm not sure how that works. But anyway, how you guys doing? Daniel Black says, Mino Giga Jabe crew. Sorry, I have to go to work. I'll catch up with you soon. Yeah, have a good day at work, Daniel. Don't let the man get you down. He's taking what they're given because he's working for a living. I think that's in the Bible. In the book of Bachman Turner Overdrive. La la. Hey, Wally Bear's here. Not gonna happen, Your Highness. See, you're already getting used to it. That's the world we're living in now. You can just choose your pronouns. Please refer to me as they, them. I have multiple personalities. And so you're going to have to refer to me as those guys. Just, how about yous? Y-O-U-Z. That's my pronoun. Those guys and yous. These guys. I don't know, man. Missy Charlie. Hey, Missy, how you doing? What's up, my cuz? What's going on? And I said, hey, yay, 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 yay. You know, today is OJIBWE. I'm kind of breaking some of the laws of the BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO universe here, but OJIBWE. We're halfway. OJIBWE. This is the OJIBWE song. Who say, I've got to say, who say, Wednesday. When you're halfway through the week, who you gonna call? Say. Which brings up an interesting concept. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters? Nah. The Ghostbusters are now unfunny ladies. But you get into trouble if you point out the obvious. I know this is kind of a couple years old now, but they remade the movie Ghostbusters. But only this time, instead of having like comedians in the movie, they had 3, 4, I don't know, really unfunny women. And then instead of writing a movie that would make people laugh, it was a movie that just made people confused, a little annoyed, and begs the question, you know, since there's so many ladies here, how come women can't be funny? Why is it so hard? Apparently, allegedly. You know, anytime that they replace a guy with a woman, especially in comedy, it just goes terribly wrong. You're like, what? None of you guys could be funny in the whole movie for the whole time? And, you know, you think, okay, name 3 stand-up female comedians. Yeah, we all go, okay, Amy Schumer. And Sarah Silverman. Funny women, funny. So funny. That girl who was on Saturday Night Live and then 30 Rock, everyone says she's funny because she played Sarah Palin. But you go, you know what? Can you quote a joke that any of them have ever said? And then ask yourself, can I quote Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, Steve Martin, Bill Cosby? I mean, let's not get into Bill Cosby, but Robin Williams. I don't know. Eddie Murphy. There's a million comedians, stand-up comedians. Louis C.K. You know, all the guys are funny. Brian Souls. Hey, bonjour, Brian. Says, Whoopi Goldberg is the least funny woman on earth. Yeah. Is Whoopi Goldberg supposed to be a comedian? Can you imagine, like, going to a place, spending money on having Whoopi Goldberg telling jokes on a stage? Hey, everybody, look at my dreads. I've got no eyebrows. If I were Whoopi Goldberg, I would just do a whole set on my appearance. She goes, hi. Hey, everybody, I'm Whoopi Goldberg. Welcome to my stand-up routine. You know, I used to date Ted Danson. Ted Danson, famous movie star, TV star, Ted Danson. Now you can say, oh, he's not so handsome. He was Ted Danson. Ted Danson is like a millionaire who owns like a convertible, and he's Ted Danson. You know, he could get his pick of the litter. Ted Danson could date models, or at least attractive women. You know, let's at least say Ted Danson, especially right after Cheers went away, was at least in the top 2% of men. So if I were Whoopi Goldberg, I'd do a whole bit. It's like, okay, so how did I get Ted Danson? I guilted him. I went up to him, hey, Ted Danson, look, it's me, Whoopi Goldberg. You know, I'm famous too. Would you like to go out on a date? And if you say no, I will scream racism so loud you will never get another job in Hollywood. You know, you want to mess with me? I was on Star Trek The Next Generation. And so she went out with Ted Danson. Ugh. I mean, that was the funniest thing Ted Danson ever did, was date Whoopi Goldberg. But then she got into trouble because her Hollywood movie star boyfriend decides to, of everything he can go as for Hollywood, I said, oh, it's Halloween, honey. Let's go out. Let's go to a party. People can see us, the famous couple. It'll be so funny. Oh, look at me. And, you know, I'm a Hollywood liberal. I'm not racist because, look, I'm dating Whoopi Goldberg. So, you know, give me some points, right? And, you know, let's go, Sister Act. And she dresses up as whatever. And she goes, what are you going as? She goes, I'm going as a black guy. I'm going to put on blackface. And she goes, yeah, that's funny. I don't see a problem with that. Let's go out. And so they went out, went to the Hollywood party, get pictures taken, and now for the rest of her life, there's photos on Google of her standing next to Ted Danson in blackface. Why blackface? I just don't understand. I don't understand the insult. I mean, I kind of do, but I don't understand how they can't not know that's like, you know, the only other racist costume you can put on is a KKK outfit. But Ted Danson went in blackface. And so did that other lady from The View. She got in trouble for dressing up and putting on black makeup to look black. Now, personally, who cares? I don't know. You guys have been dressing up as Indians for Halloween since Halloween was invented. So shut up with your crying around about racism. But you know, so listen, ladies, you're a bunch of hypocrites. And that's our Ojibwe word of the day, hypocrite. I don't even know what hypocrite would be. Anyway, who else is here? Kaya Thunder, BOOZHOO, BOOZHOO. That's kind of how she wrote that. Kaya or Kaya? She has so much Trump hate in her heart, says Brian Souls of Whoopi Goldberg. I know, it's weird, isn't it? Anybody here have Trump derangement syndrome? Still freaking out? Oh, I can't believe that guy. I hated him. The Apprentice was the worst show on TV. How we made him our president, I do not know. On that election day, I proudly went up to that thing and I wrote in, no, you're fired. You're fired, Trump. Joe Biden. That'll fix things. Do, 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 do. La-dee-da-dee-da-dee-dum. Anyway, what am I doing out here? I should go back. Hello! Hey, sweetie, what's going on? Well, hi, Nana BOOZHOO. What are you doing? I'm outside just talking to the BOOZHOO crew. I already did the Ojibwe word of the day. You did the Ojibwe word of the day without me? Yeah, sorry. Well, why don't you come back here and do the show? All right. Would you mind scanning my coordinates and then teleporting me back home? Yeah, sure. I'll scan your coordinates. Hang on. Scanning your coordinates. No. Okay, I gotcha. When to teleport home. Hang on. Okay. Well, hi, sweetie. Well, hey, Natasha, how you doing? I'm doing great. What's going on? Not much. Just kind of dogging the ladies of The View. You don't like the ladies of The View? That's my favorite show. It is not. No, that's a show for ladies. We watch The View to see what other ladies think. Do you really watch The View? No, I've never seen it. But you know what it is, right? Oh, yeah, that's a terrible show. The View. I feel sorry for anybody on the opposite side of that table of Whoopi Goldberg. She doesn't have much of a view. No, don't say that. Thanks. Would you have gone out with Ted Danson if you had a chance? No. Why not? Because I'm with you. Well, yeah, but like if I didn't exist, do you think Ted Danson was handsome? No, he's always way too old. And who cares about Cheers? Yeah, I guess. Still, ugh. Why would a movie star date Whoopi Goldberg? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I guess there's somebody for everybody. Yeah, huh? I never heard what happened between the two of them. I guess we'll never know. Wally Bear said the Chinese hacked the election. That's how he won. The Chinese, you say, huh? Ancient Chinese secret, huh? Yeah, if they're the ones in charge. I don't know. I'm not so convinced that it's not all just one big fake reality show. Trump is just an actor playing a guy, and he's like, okay, what's enough? The third act? Oh, I don't get a second term? Oh, all right. What happens to me after that? Can I still go to the Obama party? No, man, you're Trump. Just lay low for a while. Your character will come back in a year or two. Brian says, true, Wally Bear. True, Missy. What is Missy spreading conspiracies? The world is a mess with Biden. How dare you, Missy? That's your president. Like it or love it. Joe Biden's your president. You don't like it? Why don't you move to Canada? I would be darned if I'm going to sit here and let you make fun of the president of the United States of America, Joe Biden, or his son, Hunter. Huh, sweetie? We become friends with Hunter. That's right. We've talked to him twice. Yeah. Joe Biden's the best thing that ever happened to Jill Biden. Just think about it. In a matter of months, Joe's going to die. And so Jill can start over. She can take his millions of dollars, all his corrupt earnings or whatever. She still gets the CIA will protect her for the rest of her life. And she can start over, She can grab a man. There'll be another chapter for Jill Biden after this. She's had to put up with Joe and all of his creepy... the word isn't even creepy. That's just a word you can use. Think about Jill Biden. Do you feel sorry for Jill Biden? I do, actually. I didn't during the campaign, but, she's got to be married to Joe. She probably knows what goes on. Yeah. Joe Biden walks around naked in front of other people and swims in a pool naked in front of the CIA and whoever. He's a real dirtbag. But poor old Jill, what happened in that household that made Hunter Biden, want to escape into a world of drugs? That made, Joe Biden want to walk around naked? Their son died, and then the widow hooks up with the other son, and they have to pretend they're cool with it. You're like, wow. Are the kids calling Hunter dad now? I don't know. What a nightmare. He's hanging out in hotels and losing laptops left and right. Painting just the worst paintings. Bringing shame on the family just for his paintings alone. I know. That's actually more shame than the prostitutes and the drugs. Yeah. His lack of artistic talent is more embarrassing to Jill Biden than the fact that he hooked up with his brother's widow or had a baby with a prostitute. They always say stripper, like that's less bad. You know, they try to sugarcoat. It's like, no, he didn't just fall in love with an exotic dancer who he cheated on his wife with, which is bad enough. That guy straight up paid some poor sex trafficked foreigner probably, and she became pregnant. And luckily, he didn't just make her get an abortion. Let's see. Jessica, bonjour, Jessica. Jessica's here, sweetie. Hey, Jessica, what's going on? Jessica says, no, Natasha watches the Aunties. That's the Maori women's talk show. Way better than anything we have here. The Aunties? That sounds pretty cool. Should we check out the Aunties? Maori? Yeah, we have to. I love the Maori. Although, have you been hearing about what's going on down there? That's Australia, I guess. Australia's just turned into 1984. I know, it's total lockdown chaos. Like one person dies of COVID and everybody else loses their mind. And they're just clamped down. It's police state. And wrestle you to the ground and put a face diaper on you. You know, and shoot you to keep you safe. Ugh. Sucks. Josephine Biden. Is Joe Biden transgendered? What do you think, sweetie? Joe Biden? I think it's probably something much worse. I think he's a lizard man. You think that's a mask? Yep. Yeah, I think there's probably a number of people playing Joe Biden. Kind of like that weirdo in the wheelchair with the, that funny voice. The universe is a billion years old. Oh, Stephen Hawkings. Yeah, Stephen Hawkings. I think, like Stephen Hawkings was played by 2 or 3 different actors, throughout his long, long lifetime with ALS. Most people die after about 4 or 5 years of ALS. Stephen Hawking's the one guy who lived to be in his 50s or something. Smartest man in the world talked about the universe that doesn't even exist. Well done in your work in quantum theory. Stephen Hawking's. I never saw that movie. It was a bunch of crap. Maori is New Zealand. Oh, thank you, Wally Bear. New Zealand. That's the land of the hobbits. Yeah, I think that's where they filmed those movies. Kaya Thunder says, if the president wants to dance ballet, we should let her. You know what? Thank you. I'm with you, Kia. I wish you guys would learn how to spell your own names. Kaya. I don't know what to call you. Miss Thunder. Madam Thunder. But yeah, we should let her. Why not? We let Michelle Obama feed our children. That weirdo. Maori, pronounced Maori. Oh, Maori. Thank you, Jessica. Maori, honey. The Maori. Maori. I'm so ignorant. I know, me too. Oh, Maori. Everything I know about the whole place is based on one movie. Whale Rider. That girl was so cute. I know. All right, Abatuse. It's halfway. What do you want from me? I need an OJIBWE bog hunt, honey. How's the weather? Yeah. Oh, it's nice. In OJIBWE. Oh! I don't know. I can't see. It looks pretty nice out here. Looks sunny. Zagate. But check this out. What you got? Give me one. It's raining out. Wasimawag. It's lightning out. Anamakika. It's thundering. God of Anamakika. Thunder. And these have been some weather words. I don't know. I couldn't be bothered to think about new words and typing up stuff. So I just pulled up this this graphic. I thought this was a pretty good picture. We forgot to do Dig If You Will a Picture Day this week too. Oh yeah. I'm so sorry, you guys. I want to apologize. You know. You've come to expect a certain thing here at the BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO show. And, well, I think not only did I let down the BOOZHOO crew, I let down myself. So from this day forward, whenever I want to say, how is the weather? I will say, Anin, OJIBWE bug. What are you talking about? I have no idea. I'm just kind of coasting today. Are you? Yeah, who cares? We're halfway through. It's up to say. You know? What if you were halfway through your life? What if they could guarantee, hey, by the way, you're going to live to be 108? You know? Would that change your goals? How much of this idea that you're racing the clock is motivating you? I don't know. You'll notice women in their 30s, they start to really scramble for a man. They get the baby rabies. They get baby fever. Yeah. Because they can feel the clock ticking. And every day is one day closer to where it's, you know, you might have waited too long. Yeah, they kept saying, oh, I'll get pregnant later when I have more money. You know, I want to get my college degree out of the way. And then I want to get established in my career. And then I want to buy a house. And once I have a house and a car and tenure, then I will meet a nice man. We will get married first. Then I will have sex for the first time and make a baby. This is the problem with Native American women all over the country. You think so? Yeah, they're all waiting too long to have babies. Ladies, I don't know what you're waiting for. The clock is ticking. You know, there have been reports about the shortage of teenage moms on the reservation. They're like, hey, what's happened here? Are all Native American women infertile now? You have to ask yourself that. Or is it just the opposite? I mean, I say all this like, you know, the clock is ticking. Because I've been watching a lot of these YouTube videos. They're saying, oh, modern women. The problem is they've been taught to not start families and have babies until after college. And they wait until they're in their 30s. And by that time, the men that are available, you know, all the good ones have been snatched up. And the other ones are like, they got kids of their own, or they're not interested in getting married to some old 39-year-old lady, you know. And they start to, oh, maybe I did this wrong. Maybe my grandmother had a little wisdom after all by having a baby at 18. You know. Everyone tells you, don't get married young. But nobody tells you if you don't, you may never get married at all. So, on the one hand, you know, in the world, in America, we got this crisis of the marriage rates are going through the ground. Nobody wants to get married anymore. Divorce rates are through the roof. And then you got people who, you know, always kind of assume they get married one day. You know, find somebody nice and start a family, have children. You know, they weren't really so scared and cynical they didn't want to have kids. Like some people I could mention. What are you looking at me for? Oh, I don't know. Does the shoe fit Mr. Lyons? Mr. No Children Lyons? Leave me alone. So you get these weirdo Gen Xers. who just wait and wait. Oh, they're eternal teenagers. And so what happens to you ladies? You wait until you're in your 40s to have a baby. And Mother Nature says, what? No, this isn't for you. This is not your time. There's no time for you to cut your hair short and get political, I guess. Go screeching in the streets about, abortion rights for other women. Because you waited too long to have a baby. And now look at you. You should have stayed with your high school boyfriend. Are you giving advice to middle-aged women? Yep. Welcome back to BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO. Relationship advice for middle-aged women. With your host, NANABOOZHOO. Let's see what's going on down here. Kaya Thunder. Yeah, you can't get Kaya. Use Zagate. Zagate, la la la. Zagate is your Anishinaabe name? Because you're so sunny. Miss Thunder's name is Zagate. Well, that's weird. So she's Sunny Thunder? Zagate. She's thunder on a sunny day. That means she's got like a smile on her face and she's a joy to be around. But underneath, she's got rage, anger, and a fierceness you best respect. Like the thunder. Like the thunder beings. Let's see. Remember I had that pentagram for a profile pic. Oh, Wally Bear had the pentagram. NANABOOZHOO, do you have me in the Facebook group? I don't know. Jesse, is Wally Bear in our Facebook crew? In a BOOZHOO crew? Or in my book, my page? I don't know. If you requested friend, I probably went yeah. Unless you had a pentagram, maybe I said no. I don't know. You joking around about Satan? Is that what this is? Or are you a Rush fan? If you're a Rush fan, I let it slide. Otherwise, if you're going to have like an upside down cross or a pentagram, Hail Satan sign or something, this isn't for you. This isn't your show. Sorry. I used to tolerate that love of Lucifer when I was a heavy metal fan. But, nah. I know you probably don't even believe in Satan. Shaitan, as they say in Islam? Shaitan. I like that better than Satan. Shaitan! Yeah, shaitan. Sounds scarier. So, yeah, I can check, I guess. But if I haven't friended you, request it again. And get rid of that pentagram, you little creep. Hold up. Let me fire up my other cell phone. How many cell phones you got? I'm suspicious of a guy who's got a throwaway cell phone. Are you connected to the mob? Is that what this is? I'm the admin. I cannot search through 348 people for your profile pic. Oh, yeah. Jessica, can you get on the BOOZHOO crew page and take a couple hours to see if Wally Bear's a member? Jessica's, ooh, what? Was that the episode where NANABOOZHOO made fun of the pentagram? I think I remember that. Yeah. And if you're that person, then no, you aren't in the group. Yeah. Thank you, Jessica. I know we're a tolerant bunch. Oh no. Coexist. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm not sure if you got the memo, but we're at war. Oh, the phone's ringing. I wonder who that is. I'm trying to listen for my phone message. It's probably Chad. Yeah, I usually calls it this time. Chad, I'm doing a show on YouTube. You know, maybe join the 21st century and text me. Who are these messages anymore? Hi, are you there? It's like, if I'm screening the call, don't expect me to pick up. Are you still wrestling with phone etiquette? Yeah, I guess so. It's getting so crazy now. There's so many ways to get a hold of each other, and yet I'm less in touch with people than I ever was. You know, in the 80s, I would have long conversations with my girlfriend on the telephone. Hours. We just tie up the only communication that the outside world had with my family's house was the one phone line, and Karen and I would get on that phone. I don't know what we talked about. I can't imagine she had anything to say. But I probably talked about myself for hours at a time with my high school girlfriend. And you had to do it in the 80s. This is a look back in history for you young people. I'm from the golden era, the age of enlightenment, the 1980s. You know, this was the age of where the families had one phone in the kitchen that hung on the wall, and if you had just a little bit of scratch, a little bit of money, you could afford to get a really long cord that would stretch all the way into another room. Well, I devised a way. That's the word I'm looking for. Devised a way. I devised a way to get that phone. I would have to take the screen off the window and then set it outside, go around the outside, stretch it all the way, so I could talk to my girlfriend, tell her I love her, without my family cracking up in the background, you know. But this is how we communicated with each other in the olden days. One phone per family, and no answering machine. If you called somebody's house, you'd get this tone. Beep, 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 beep. And that meant, oh, there's someone's on the line. They're talking to somebody else. You're going to have to wait. Call back later. You might call back half an hour later, think, well, for surely by now, there's some that they're off the phone. But if you called my house, beep, beep, still on. You might have to wait 3 hours to get a hold of my parents if I was on the phone with Karen Morris. And I know you don't watch the show, Karen, because you don't even have a Facebook account. You probably don't even have a cell phone. This is the other thing that kids need to understand about my generation. People in my generation have friends from the old days who don't have cell phones, Facebook accounts, don't know about the internet. You know, they've missed out on everything. They're still living in the past. They're just living without that stuff. And I find it very suspicious. But I kind of admire it in a weird way. No, I don't. It annoys me when people don't just keep taking pictures of themselves so I can see what they look like. Come on, I'm thinking about you. I want to take a look at you and see what you look like today without having to call you. Can you have the courtesy to put up photos of yourself every year for the rest of your life so your old boyfriends in the 80s can see how much weight you gained? Is that asking so much? Is that asking so much, sweetie? I wasn't listening. Neither was I. That's what else going on down here. And if you're that person, then no. Oh, wait. Wally Bear says, I have the pentagram right side up and use it for protection. Protection from who? Jesus? That pentagram's not going to protect you. It might get you a record contract, you know, but I use it for protection. Well, it's a pentacle when it's right side up. Yeah, we all know how NanaBOOZHOO loves to text. Not. Hey, you never mind. Besides, I think you're talking about Michael. Michael's a weirdo who doesn't use his phone, and he's stuck in the past. We're lucky we have any pictures of him at all. Me, I get right back to you. I'm always on my phone. I'm in chat rooms. I'm on Reddit. Sometimes I'll go live on Instagram and just talk about my life. I've got an OnlyFans account where I can show you my butt if you are truly a fan, and will pay $39.95. And I'm just kidding. But you're right. I'm sorry, Missy. I don't have it up anymore. I have the Warrior logo on my profile pic. All right, Warriors. Come on to play. No, you're probably too young to remember that. What am I looking for again? You. Wally Bear. Wally Bear's a warrior. I'll get you da. It's a true warrior. We're fighting a war. A war. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. War! Good God, yo. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Oh, sweetie, what are we going to do? About what? I don't know. Did you want to take a call? A phone call? Sure. I mean, do I want to take a call? Yeah, do you want to take a call? Sure. Okay. See, line 2? Yep, line 2. Caller. Welcome to the BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO podcast. You're on the air. NANABOOZHOO. It is I, the Count. Hey, Count. Sweetie, the Count from Sesame Street's on the line. Well, hi, Count. How you doing? Natasha, my beautiful darling. I am doing very well. Hey, quit complimenting my girlfriend. What? You don't have eyes? She's beautiful beyond belief. Oh, get out of here. Don't encourage him. If I had half a chance, I would bite you on the neck and make you my queen. What do you want, Count? You just called to hit on my girlfriend? No. I wanted to know, what is the Ojibwe word of the day? Really? Yes. I'm trying to learn Ojibwe Moen. You want to know the Ojibwe? Okay, well, it's Abituse Wednesday. Abituse! Halfway! And that, why do they call Wednesday halfway? We call it that because it's halfway through the week. Halfway to the week! That makes me laugh! Why does that make you laugh? Oh, I have such joy in my heart! Ha ha! Do you really? No, I don't. I'm miserable. Miserable. Why are you miserable? I have killed so many people. I have so much death in my hands. What am I going to do, NANABOOZHOO? You've killed people? I am a vampire. That's all I do is kill people. I thought you turned them into vampires and made them undead. Oh, that's right. You've made me feel better. You are a true friend. What's the Ojibwe word for friend? It's Niji. You are my Niji. Look, man, I gotta go. No, please. My brother, you make me feel so happy. Yeah, whatever, I gotta go. How do you say goodbye in Ojibwe? We don't say goodbye, we say Gigawaba Min Minawa. Gigawaba Min Minawa! What? The guy's a weirdo. I like him. He's the Count. Well, yeah, you like him. I think he's got the hots for you. No, he's just being funny. I don't trust him, and he's an old creep. He can't be that old. He's a vampire. He's like hundreds of years old. No, I don't think so. I'm not going to take any more calls from the Count. Oh, come on. What if he wants to count to 10 in Ojibwe? Then I will. That's in Count, if you're still watching. Next time you call, you better be ready to count to 10 in Ojibwe. Or, I don't tolerate it from Joe Biden. I'm not going to tolerate it from you. This is my sweetheart. Ni weenie moshe. My sweetheart. Do you guys understand what that means? I've given my heart to this girl. Ah! No, stay out of this. You come in here and you think you can just alpha male me over me and just steal my woman? If Michael can't steal my woman, what chance do you think you got? Do you even play guitar? Yeah, good luck. Good luck. Sweetie! Yeah. What are you doing? I don't know. I think I'm bored. You're bored? I don't know. So, did you want to play a song? Should we play a song? You know what it is? I have no idea how long we've been doing this. We've been doing it for 46 minutes. Oh, okay. Yeah, this might be a good time for a break. You guys want to hear a song? All right, let's talk about alcoholism. Should I go outside again and say a prayer? Yeah, sure. You want me to teleport you? Okay. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to say the Serenity Prayer. Because we need to get to the bottom of this alcohol thing. It's firewater, you guys. Oh, let's go party up. Yeah, well, I'm going to pray for you, sweetie. Okay, when to teleport outside. Hang on. All right. Teleporting. Get some tobacco. Asema. Get your manadu. Udapanan niwe asema. The Great Spirit, accept my tobacco. Get your manadu. Daga wituka wishin. Wewe niji. Nana gura wendaman. Geodapanaman inu. Gagashki kitosiwan. Ji anji sadoyan. Ji apichide ayan. Ji anji sadoyan. Gegashki katoyan. Jite apichi nabwakayan. Jike naman ono. Ape enge kichimanado. Miigwech bizandawi yeg. Great Spirit, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Grant me the serenity. You know, there's kind of a trick that the spirit of alcohol plays on you. Ishkare wabu manadu. The firewater spirit, I call it. It will make you feel peaceful for about 20 minutes. It'll make you feel happy. There's nothing better than 2 beers. 1 glass of wine. A big old glass. A Long Island iced tea. A shot of whiskey. You take that spirit in you, and for a short time, your mood will lighten. You realize, you know what? I spend a lot of time worrying about stuff that doesn't matter. Who cares? I'm too self-conscious. I should be myself. And it gives you a sense of peace for about 20 minutes. That first little buzz. That's what everybody's trying to maintain all weekend long. Is that 20 minutes of serenity. You know. If you're young and you're listening to me, I want to be real about drugs and alcohol, so you believe me. I think the problem with my elders, when they were talking about drugs to us, they weren't real. They just wanted to scare us. They said, oh, if you smoke marijuana, that's just like smoking heroin or shooting heroin or whatever. Alcohol and cigarettes are just as bad as methamphetamine, And it turns out they weren't. Because when we found out they were lying about one thing, we just threw out everything they said. So, here's the truth. The reason why everybody gets hooked on alcohol, only some people end up being called alcoholics. But people who drink as just a way of their life have different levels of this thing where at one point you had a few beers and it felt good and you had a great time. And there's something in your brain that wants to keep having that experience over and over again. You want to maintain it. So you go in, your buddy says, "Hey, let's stop by the bar after work. Aren't you tired and stressed?" And you go there and you have a beer and you start to loosen up and you have a second one. And now you're joking about work and you're thinking, you know what? Life ain't so bad. Look how many pretty women are in this bar. I never noticed how pretty the women in this bar were until I had 2 beers. Now, in a perfect world, you'd pay your bill and you go home. Problem is, that spirit gets in you and a monkey gets on your back. And now you think, you know what would be a good idea? A 3rd beer. And that 3rd beer tells you, you know what a really good idea would be? A 4th beer. 4th beer tells you, who cares, man? Have a 5th beer. You're going to let the world tell you how to live? 5th beer tells you, stuff's going down like water. I'm not even drunk. The world's just spinning. And you have a 6th beer, and pretty soon, and that number can go on until you're fat, depressed, in bad health, broke, failing at life, whatever your goals were, just, alcohol, nobody ever kind of, credits alcohol for how good their life turned out, I'd like to thank my mother and father who always believed in me, my camp counselor or whatever. And I'd like to thank alcohol for always being my best friend along the way, the journey to greatness. If it wasn't for, Schlitz, I never would have become the great singer I am today. Thank you, Michelob, for all your blessings. So there came a thing came. Here's the story. So there was a time when Anishinaabe people didn't have alcohol. Back in the days of their grandfathers. And they still partied, but they would just eat food and dance and play the drum and sing and do whatever. But then the white man came. Remember those guys? Stole our land. They don't even understand that water is life. Those guys. Yeah, well, after they were done committing genocide, they gave us alcohol. And so, it's not our fault if we became alcoholics. That's what you have to remember in critical race theory, you guys. Write this down. In today's critical race class, every bad thing that's happened to us is the white man's fault. So alcohol comes, and I've mentioned this before, but there was a Jesuit priest who came to Wisconsin and met the Ojibwe people, and he kept a journal. And he was shocked to find just what a gentle, loving people they were. They wouldn't even swear. They never cursed their God, and there was no memory of a murder ever having taken place within the community. They had warred with other tribes, but there was no memory, no record of a murder having taken place. So harmonious, so serene was this group. Then one day, the French fur traders brought in some whiskey, and that was a party for the ages. And eventually their first murder happened after whiskey came in. if you think about it, almost every bad thing is just a stone's throw away from drinking. But, so after many years of this, an organization came up called the Alcoholics Anonymous. And a number of the people in the BOOZHOO crew are in the Alcoholics Anonymous. And I'd like to give a little shout out. These are the people in the BOOZHOO crew who are all alcoholics. Number 1. Sweetie! Yeah? You can't read their names. Why not? Because they're anonymous. Yeah, they're a bunch of drunks. They don't know any better. Don't read their names. Okay. I guess I can't read their names. Alcoholics Anonymous. I like alcohol AA meetings in small towns. Like, what? People outside are going to recognize your car. They're going to know what you're doing in here. You shouldn't be anonymous. You should be proud you're sobered up. Good for you. Hello, my name is NANABOOZHOO, and I'm an alcoholic. Hello, NANABOOZHOO. Welcome to the Alcoholics Anonymous. It's like, well, that's not my real name. I'm incognito. I thought this was a fight club, but it turns out to be an AA meeting. All right, then. So, anyway, here's a song that we recorded for you about being a drunk. And this is called It Ain't the Whiskey. Because it's not really the whiskey. It's a miserable life you have. But what do I do with it? Is it this one? Oh, yeah. It is.
Stood there in the back of the church of a broken people, listening to the walking wounded tell their stories. My turn came and I told them my name. I said, this ain't my first time. But then a man started talking about the devil and the Bible was ruining my life. Last night on my breath, I stood up and said, it ain't the whiskey, it ain't the cigarettes, it ain't the stuff I smoke. It's all these things I can't forget. It ain't the hard times all night. It ain't that easy. It ain't the whiskey that's killing me. That's killing me. That's killing me. It ain't the whiskey. It ain't the whiskey. Oh, that's really cool, sweetie. Ladies and gentlemen, Natasha on the guitar on the guitar. Oh, that's really pretty, sweetie. Oh, thanks.
It ain't the whiskey. Hey, BOOZHOO, everybody. What's going on? Wally Bear says, I'm not an alcoholic. I have been sober since 2003. How? Congratulations, Wally Bear. That's great. Wally Bear. Tackling. See, Wally, this is why you shouldn't have a pentagram. Because you're a demon slayer. You know? You had that, you had to fight the, what do they call it? Ishkore Wabu Maji Manadoog. The evil alcohol spirit. It ain't the Jim Dunn's like, congratulations, here's a toast to you. All right, let's raise our glasses. Everyone, please. Ding, 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 ding. I would like to give a toast. A champagne, or whatever you have. A toast to Wally Bear and his sobriety. Here's to you. Let's get drunk. Zagatei says beautiful song. Miigwech. Zagatei like your song, sweetie. Hey, miigwech. And she's been sober 15 years. Oh, 15 years. Michael, how long has it been for you? About 15 minutes. Shut up. I've been sober for 15 minutes. Like you could track that. Drunk, and sober. 15 minutes sober here. It's been a rough road, but I think I've earned one. Barkeep. Yeah. I mean, life is boring. That's the thing that people are afraid of when they think about not drinking. They go, well, life's just going to be so boring. And I hate to have to concur. It is boring. But it's also peaceful and serene. Getting arrested is the opposite of boring. Unexpected, unwanted pregnancies are not boring. Fighting with your family, crashing your car, being hungover is anything but boring. But when you're living the alcohol lifestyle, you feel like, well, I couldn't handle a boring life. We're celebrating, we're having fun. My life is so miserable that at least it's not boring. And it's like, no, boring, there's worse things in life than boring. And frankly, that's where all creativity comes from. If you're never bored, you never make up something to do. At the end of the day, drawing a picture or singing a song or building a fort or putting on a costume, all we're doing is trying to fight boredom. We're just doing something to occupy our time. It's fun to, like I'm always talking about, it's fun to do this podcast. It's fun to choose a song to share and to decorate the background and, Twitter, tinker with the teleporter or whatever. It's sort of fun. It's fun to be together and, tell jokes and stuff. But a lot of people are like, oh, it's so creative. It's like, yeah, we got bored somewhere along the line and started goofing around in this room. And pretty soon we're teaching OJIBWE and singing songs. Never would have done, and this all happened after we quit drinking. Huh, guys? Yeah, that's true. I mean, I was a guitarist and a cartoonist when I was a drunk, but the show didn't start until after I quit drinking. Yeah. Do you think we ever would have done this show if you were still drinking? Oh, probably. Well, that doesn't help my story. Oh, absolutely not. I'd be in the gutter. Yeah. So, there you go. Today's lesson, don't end up in the gutter. Don't be a tragic alcoholic. It ain't the whiskey. I've heard it said that, behind every addict and every alcoholic is a, not a frustrated artist, but like a frustrated or disappointed, a tragic. It's a romantic, it's a person looking for a spiritual something. Like when people have been so disappointed by relationships, it's because they have an image in their mind. They want true love. And so the most cynical people who are like, no such thing as love, are the ones who were romantics and got dumped. They're disappointed romantics. Alcoholics are disappointed spiritual seekers. There is a life and experience. And experience in itself is, not satisfying just the way it is. So, you dull the boredom. And then you try to also sort of medicate the sadness. Because there is that, like you say, that window of opportunity, that 20 minutes of bliss when you just have a couple of beers and, before you get drunk. Alcoholics and drug addicts and everything, we're just, people, it's not just, we're miserable and crazy. But it's someone trying to accentuate, there really is, you really are trying to make something a little better. You just feel better, You can't knock yourself for trying to improve your life. It's just like listening to beautiful music. Drinking alcohol can be, the desire is, I'm going to make my mind feel like my heart feels when I'm in love. Or whatever. But then it just, snowballs into something totally terrible. Lou Page is here. BOOZHOO, Lou. What's going on, my brother? No. Lou says, pretty deep stuff today. Yeah, huh? Jim Dunn's up with his 3 cups of coffee. Yeah, that's what I am. I'm a coffeeaholic. Nah. Missy says, don't forget to like today's podcast, even though we didn't start on time. Even though some of us can't be bothered with the schedule, huh? Why are you guys picking on me? Well, because you say you're going to start at 8 o'clock, and then, NanaBOOZHOO and I are sitting there waiting and raring to go, and somebody's who takes a nap at 7 o'clock in the morning? People who wake up at 3. That's what he does. He wakes up at 3 in the morning, comes in here, goofs around, and goes back to bed at 7 in the morning. Yeah, I thought I would just kind of cuddle up with Bagheera and then I fell asleep. Well, lessons to be learned, I guess. Okay. So, finally, my last word on the subject. If you're struggling with alcohol, you're not even struggling with it. If you're a drinker, just get real with yourself. If you can't get real with anybody else, just go, okay. This isn't anybody else's fault. Oh, here's some good news. I was assumed to be a much bigger problem to quit drinking because of things like, Alcoholics Anonymous. And, I've known people who just, were laid out sick, shivers, fever, trying to quit drinking was really traumatic for them. And I know a lot of people too who just drop it like a bad habit. Which it is. It's a bad habit. When I finally decided, I was like, I guess I'm never going to do that again. It wasn't that big of a deal. You don't just quit drinking. You start being a non-drinker. You start being a person who goes, hey, yeah, give me a cup of coffee. And people are like, what? It's 9 o'clock at night. It's like, yeah, and I'm in a bar. Give me some coffee. Like, well, we're going to have to make a whole pot. It's like, just make the coffee. Don't make me come around that thing there. I got to play in a band all night. Yeah, I'm probably going to drink more than 1 cup of coffee. You're so concerned about the drugs, the effect the drug of caffeine's going to have on me. You don't want to make coffee, but you're going to pour whiskey down these people's throats. Let's go outside right now. Come on, you and me. What are you doing, sweetie? I'm pretending to start a fight with a bartender. That's pretty cool. All right. Ah, la, la, la. Okay. All right, do you want to add anything here, sweetie? No, that's pretty good. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for stopping by and spending a little time with us here on the BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO podcast, where podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am Natasha. This is NANABOOZHOO. Okay, BOOZHOO. This is Michael Lyons. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. And I am Natasha. I will see you again. Gigawabamin. Minowa. Hawa. Sweetie, would you do the honors? 1 to teleport.